are back for another night of North American Champs League. This match tonight is about to be hyped. We have Ganked by Parents versus Misfits. I'm joined by the legend, Imperium. How's it going, man?
I'm absolutely fantastic. I'm so hyped to cast this match, to be able to have an opportunity to cast a team like Misfits, and also to cast with yourself. I've heard so much about you. I've heard your casting, and it's genuinely a pleasure to have this opportunity to cast with you. So yeah, this match is going to be something else. These two teams play at a very high level. We have Misfits. They are the org-based team, Ganked by Parents. I don't know much about them, but I do know, like I mentioned, they play at a very high level, Endless.
Yeah, so Ganked by Parents actually, a couple support staff for the organization Gankstars actually. So all three players are involved with Gankstars here, and they are definitely high-tier players. Oracle been around forever. Quasic, he's definitely involved in the Gangstars organization. So these teams are definitely high, right? Are gonna play at a high level. It's gonna be one of the most intense matches. So I'm definitely excited to get into this match. Draft will be starting here soon. We will get into the double band best of three. Personally, I want to see a best of three tonight. I want to see these teams go back and forth.
Yeah, and it's funny because I was thinking about it earlier. I feel I might have a bit of a caster curse going on for any teams that I cast, because every single game I've casted, Endless, has been a 2-0 sweep. I've yet to cast a game that's gone to 3 games or gone to game 3. So could this be the one, or will it be one of these teams going, nah, we're going to take these 2 games and see them by now?
Yeah, the draft has started, actually. We already have the first band, Ganked by Parents. Go ahead right away and band away that Grace. Team Misfits, they're going to follow up that Varia. Varia, very strong right now.
Yeah, Grace band, very strong, and also Varia just makes logical sense. Followed by Churnworker first pick. These two teams are absolutely flying through this draft. It makes you feel like they had a bit of a game plan between each other, and it's a follow-up of a Blackfeather. It makes sense. Churnwalker is very strong. Blackfeather is flexible between both weapon power, crystal power, lane, and jungle. And the interesting is what is going to come out from the second ban between these two teams.
Yeah, Churnwalker, definitely not surprised seeing that. It's been very powerful. The Blackfeather pickup, not surprised. The Rona band, definitely Rona is a top-tier carry right now. We'll have to see if Ganked goes ahead and focuses a captain here to ban away, to maybe put some pressure on Misfits on what captain they'll get, or if maybe they go for maybe a possible Ringo ban. That Blackfeather can be a flex pick right now.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised they banned the Rona, because if you leave the Rona go, there is even though she's a strong hero, great ban by Arden, by the way, taken away easily. The top 3 outside of Lyra, the top 3 strongest captains in the game right now are either picked or banned off the table. So that does leave either realistically a Lyra or Catherine. Lance isn't quite in the meta right now, Endless. Has a lot of perks, but just isn't quite there as he used to be. So I'd like to see a Lyra picked up.
Yeah, Lyra definitely offers, a lot of healing. No matter what they do, that Imperial Sigil, I feel like it's always strong. The healing that comes through is always definitely very viable for the team. But yeah, captains right now with that Grace, the Churnwalker, the Arden, a Finn. Okay, I definitely think this Finn is going to be situational, depending on what they're trying to build their draft around it.
It's the first time I've seen a Finn being picked up or even banned, like in any way seen on the fold so far in the NACL. I suppose the benefit to the Finn is that, as far as I know, he's not able to be hooked on he's able to be hooked, but he's not able to be. He's resistant to Churnwalker's stun and the pull.
Yeah, so he's definitely going to be a tanky frontline. Ringo being picked up right now as that carry. Ringo's very, very strong right now in the lane. A lot of people are putting a lot of preference on that Ringo as their carry.
Yeah, especially when you have the likes of Spell Sword and then Double Tyrants. But in this comp against Finn, I'd like to see a breaking point picked up in the early stages, maybe after the spell, sword, and then you're able to stack up onto the Finn. Considering, and I'd like to see a strong jungle frontliner, maybe a Rhyme as a third for Ganked by Parents, but they've gone for a Samuel double range, bit of a poke, bit of a siege comp to really help negate the Finn's strength. It means that Finn is really gonna have to do his best to be at the perfect position to really tank all the siege and turret and shots that are gonna come from both Samuel and Ringo.
Yeah, you mentioned that breaking point on the Ringo. We actually have seen a lot of spell sword followed up by just Tyrant's monocles, and I think that breaking point will be huge just because that Finn, if it's just going to stand there, you might as well get stacked up on it.
Exactly. So coming into what will be the third for Misfits, possibly a Batiste, just to help with a bit of extra CC to help the Blackfeather, but they've gone for the Kestrel. What is really interesting is that if it's going to be a CP Kestrel or a weapon Kestrel, in my opinion, it's going to be a CP Kestrel because CP Kestrel has quite a good bit of range on her Glimmer shots with a high strength CP build. The only thing is that she's very squishy against this comp, and when you have double ranged against the Kestrel, I would really worry that she's gonna find it very hard to get in the right positions.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Crystal Blackfeather in the jungle, so maybe Misfits feels more comfortable with the weapon power Kestrel in the lane. So we're definitely going to have to see just what the team is comfortable with and which route they decide to go during this match. But we are about ready to jump on the Halcyon Fold. I hope the chat is hyped. Let's get hyped in the chat. This is going to be a great first game. I am excited to get into this.
Yeah, and if I was Misfits, you know what I would do? I would start both the Kestrel and the Blackfeather with either single or double weapon blade. You know why? Because that would really throw Ganked by Parents off. Firstly, it would make the farming a little bit quicker and a little bit easier for both of them, but it would really throw off Ganked by Parents on how to really, let's say, counter build against either or both of Misfits players.
Yeah, the early game aggression could definitely really help them. Yeah, I think you're correct. Look at that, 2 crystal bits on that Kestrel immediately. This is going to be a major poke Kestrel. We're going to see so many active camo traps down everywhere. Definitely have to be careful on the side of a Ganked by Parents to avoid those one-shot, one-kills.
Yeah, exactly. And also, if Misfits play it right, you could have the Mist followed by the Force Accord into the Mist, and then the Glimmer Shot stuns and essentially takes down one of Ganked by Parents.
Yeah, we're going to see who's going to get the... Elder Treant does go over to the jungle side of Misfits. Maokai does pick that up. So definitely a good start for them. Aggressive start. They decide to go with the fronts to back instead of back to front. We have been seeing some teams, switch that rotation off and on.
And it's a rotation that I think is very underutilized by certain comps these days in Vainglory, because everybody is at the meta of back to front and chase for the mid-century. But when you have a certain comp, it really is a benefit just to go for, and it's unpredictable and does catch out the enemy team, to go for that mid-century, take it secured, and then go to the backs. You're able to hit level 2 both on the jungle and the carry, and then it just gives you just a slight better advantage and a bit more security in the early stages of this game.
Yeah, the Elder Treant is very highly contested, so some teams just want to take that aggressive comp, rotate to it first, and definitely start getting their rotation down so they can keep that rotation right when the Elder Treant spawns, like just like Maokai just did it once again. Pigs of the Elder Treant, pigs of the bottoms, and I can continue on with that very strong rotation. We'll see if Ganked by Parents can maybe fix their rotation. Right now, they are just pushing this lane. There's a lot of minions stacked.
Yeah, I do like the fact that the minion candy came out by Ganked by Parents, because it really does help take a bit of pressure, and also their siege comp. So I'd like to see the Samuel actually go up to lane and put even more pressure. And if they play it right, Endless, they can really take a first turret in about 4.5, 5 minutes if they really push it and play it right. Because Finn in the early stages is a bit of a potato until he really gets 2 or 3 defensive items.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to be play that late game. Mayokai, he's throwing down some nice poke right now. Oracle needs to be careful. And Oracle does go down first blood coming over to the side of Misfits, just able to push Oracle out of the jungle and possibly be able to pick up this Elder Treant for the third time. They do. That is definitely huge for the side of Misfits, continuing this jungle pressure. Meanwhile, up in the lane, Jazzville pushing the minions back.
Yeah, really good by Misfits. They've really worked out. It's like they came into this game with definitely a bit of a strategy, a bit of a plan. Obviously, based on the comp, but I do think as look at that, the turn worker goes down, absolute burst coming out from the Kestrel, has yet to be kind of harmed or put under pressure, and is just able to really farm up.
Yeah, if Kestrel's able just to sit back and throw out those glimmer shots over and over and over and having no defense items, not really feeling any pressure coming out of Ganked by Parents, this definitely could be a long game if that Kestrel's able just to build freely whatever she likes. So maybe they're going to have to figure out a way to get on top of that Kestrel. Definitely having a poke comp themselves, it's not going to be very easy to get into that back line on side of Ganked by Parents.
Yeah, it is going to be hard, and but that's what I mean. Certain as we do see Jazzville going on to Quasic.
Yeah, we do see Quasic dropping really low, but he's going to stay alive. Bevo is sitting there. Unfortunately, Bevo does not have that nice barrier like Ali Peterson does on that polite company. So able to keep Jazzville topped off here, and that's going to force Quasic actually back. And we're going to see a little action here in the jungle, though. We see Maoki's putting a lot of pressure down on Oracle. Oracle's going to be able to back out. The Crystal Sentry is here, but Oracle has the Drifting Dart. The Mountains of Verdict is going to go in. Mayoka needs to be careful, but here comes Ali Peterson. Doesn't actually get the polite company down. Look at the health on Oracle. Can we get a zoom in on that health?
Yeah, just got so close, and I liked it. I like the clockwork first pickup on Maokai because it provides an extra cooldown. And also with the reworking of that clockwork got, it gives you core CP damage, so you don't really need to get as a second.
Quasic's dropping really low here. Needs to be careful to actually be able to get out of this for now. Jazzville himself just need to keep farming back up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I just want to. I'm expecting another engagement by Misfits because I feel like their control is getting bigger and bigger in this game.
Yeah, the pressure right now is definitely key in the lane. We already see Mayokai just in the jungle, making his presence known on this Kestrel. Is going to be able to keep poking Oracle down. Oracle, he needs maybe a rotation, but Bevo is busy itself. Oracle needs to get another kill. Mayokai, he's a beast right now in this jungle. There, one shot, one kill. The shot from the jungle. He cannot be stopped currently. He's already 4-0, 5 minutes into this game.
Oh, game one of this game is just playing out like a treat. This is what we want in terms of as a hype match. Endless. First turret going down by Misfits on the side of Ganked by Parents. It's really fantastic play by Misfits.
Yeah, Mago actually does go down though. Stepped a little too far forward. No defense. Actually gonna get taken down. Quasi, he's doing a lot of damage on top of Jazzville. Jazzville though, he's trying to get the pressure back on top of him. He's gonna have to use his Rose Offense to get out of there. Oracle, here comes the Hellfire Brew though. Isn't gonna be enough damage for Jazzville. He does get taken down. Samuel actually be able to pick that up. It looks like another one shot. I didn't even see it from the base. Kestrel, doesn't matter where she is. She's in this game. She's able to throw out those one-shot, one kills so much.
If there was ever a reason for Vainglory to introduce slow-mo replays, it would be the Kestrel one-shot, one kill. Absolutely magnificent from Mayokai. Just shows such confidence. Yeah, he went down to the Istanbul by just being essentially a bit too far forward and kind of a bit overconfident. But to kind of come back and go, now I'm going to get this one shot, one kill from base. It just really shows that they're keeping control of the map of the game. It's 6-2. They have a 3K goal lead in just over 7 minutes. Endless. It's dominance, and it's actually definitely not what I expected.
As long as Mayokai stays safe and actually has positioning down correctly, it will be a strong game for Misfits, though. But if we do see maybe a little too far forward coming out of that Kestrel could be dangerous. We're probably going to see another engage here. Jazzville does get the on point on top of Oracle. There are some huge glimmer shots landing on Quasic as well. Here comes the Hellfire Brew. I don't know who's going to look like. Actually going to land on the whole team here. That's a huge deal. But Bevo drops low. He does go down. There goes the captain. Quasic, he needs to be careful. Actually, look at that. Jazzville falls. Mayoka, I don't know if he has the damage, if he's going to keep getting these malice verdicts from Oracle landed on top of him. He's going to actually drop another trap and hopefully just try to back out of this. Actually, it's going to be a huge trap. No, it does land. It does. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. Mayoka actually could continue to go low. Oracle is trying to push forward. Ali Peterson actually could lose his life trying to keep Mayoka alive. And there goes Mayoka. Does drop down. Ali Peterson needs to stay safe to try to keep this turret healthy. Jazzville is going to come in and make the hero play. He does. Now falls Oracle's Quasic. Is he going to go down as well? Does Jazzville come through and make the place for his team? He does. Huge 2 kills from Jazzville.
Yeah, the game, I feel over the last 2 or 3 minutes, should I say? Well, actually, even just a minute and a half, got a little bit messy. Endless, a little bit fractured, not messed up, but just kind of going for kills rather than, let's say, structured plays in terms of getting a kill, take an objective, get a kill, take an objective, because that gold mine is full. And Misfits need to realize that they have control of this game and they have control of this map. And if they play the right strategy, that they can get a kill on the likes of Bevo, as we are seeing, possibly.
Yeah,
but either way, they can get a gold mine quite easy. They, Ganked by Parents are kind of scared right now, I feel. Even though when they do lock target onto either the Kestrel or the Blackfeather, they have a high chance of killing one of them. It's the fact that they don't know if they're really going to be able to get that chance. So Misfits need to realize this. Focus hard.
Huge damage going on top of Quasic, though. He's actually going to stay alive. The one-shot, 1 kill is going to go wide, but here comes the help. Lands on top of him. I think he's going to be okay for now. We could see a pretty good chance right now for an engage. Mayoka, he's very low, though. He needs to be careful. He needs to get the positioning down because a couple shots from Quasic could drop him. But Oracle, he's trying to kite away Mouse and Verdicts out of this fight. The team is just trying to siege this turret. And Quasic, if he takes another one of those shots, holy smokes, the damage from Jazzville right now, the execute on top of Oracle. Oracle was not expecting it. Bevo actually takes that one shot to the face. Huge chunk damage. This is going to be a good chance for Misfits to either get a dive under the turret. Quasic, he is rotating the wrong way. He is going to fall. This turret is Ali Peterson. You need to be careful. That is a turret, and it is very, very hurtful. Meanwhile, we see Jazzville. He's just going to dive a couple turrets. He may have overstayed his welcome. He does fall. But I think that is overall worth for the side of Misfits.
Overall worth, but if it was a better team, when I say a better team, if it was a better put together right now, ganked by 1 shot, 1 kill misses, if it was a better put together or better playing Ganked by Parents, they would have really paid a price in a couple of these engagements. We saw right from the start to even go back. The lack of rotations by Samuel to go up to the lane and put pressure under the lane really, whilst still giving freedom to the Kestrel of taking her own jungle and even getting kills in the process, has really negated Ganked by Parents in the strength of their comp. Because, like I mentioned, their comp is very siege. 30, it's very objective focused. You're able to put pressure, especially against the likes of the Phoenix, excuse me. And if they stayed focused in one area of the map, they would kind of have a better chance. Nice Hellfire Brew does come out.
Yeah, the active camo trap is actually activated there. Oracle's already half health. Quasic, he's going to try to start stacking up. Unfortunately, he does not go that breaking point build. He is definitely that front burst. 1 shot, 1 kill, just go wide. They are going to rotate up and maybe re-look at the lane. And it looks like Misfits has a good chance to take Gold Miner here.
What I like about the Blackfeather is that the Blackfeather has gone Tension Bow as well as Serpent's Mask, Breaking Point. Tension Bow as an item isn't really super, just look at Mayoka, just
waiting, patiently waiting.
The flare came out quite respectfully by Bevo, just to kind of take away the surprise of the miss. But yeah, I do like the Tension Bow pickup because when you're against a squishy comp like a Ringo, and a Samuel that's also kiting backwards, getting that tension bow proc in there, doing the damage, and then disengaging while still being able to potentially heal up with the Serpent's Mask and even hopefully build up the breaking point stacks through the on point and basic attacks. It's really paying off for Misfits and the way they're playing in this game. Really good pickup by them.
Yeah, for sure. Jazzville's doing a great job of focusing on which target he wants to dive in on top of. One shot, one kill does come through. It does actually miss. Somehow sneaks through the three members. It looks like Misfits is going to start pressuring this lane. Ganked by Parents needs to get a good fight around their turret here. Play this smartly. Hopefully do not lose this poke game because right now Maokai is putting out a lot of damage.
Yeah, and Hellfire Brood does come out now, and it does go on to the Kestrel, but it's a matter of if Ganked by Parents are either going to just use it to make Misfits back off, or if they not a one shot, one kill just misses. And just to talk quite briefly about that previous one shot, one kill, that was timed with the Force Accord. I don't know if you noticed that, but unfortunately, the Force Accord actually missed. So if the Force Accord had it successfully locked onto either the Ringo or the Samuel, that one shot, one kill would have done major damage.
Yeah, that combo was a very tricky combo to land. A lot of captains and these high tier players can definitely land that crucible and block that out. Maokai right now throwing out one shot, one kills whenever he can, missing a lot, but you know, it is a hard ability, definitely timed, has to be timed perfectly. Crucible actually is blocked there. I'm not quite sure what it was that because there comes the pole. The pole is huge. There may be a mishap. Oracle's dropping really low. Oracle's going to go down. Here comes Maokai. He actually has to quite kite out of this. It looks like Quastic is going to drop as well. Ganked by Bevo takes a huge one shot, one kill. Ace on the side of Misfits.
Yeah, really great coordination by them. Great crucible coming out by Ali Peterson. I do believe it blocked the churns. Oh my god, I forget the name of the ult, but it trespass. I think it's called.
Yeah.
There you go. As far as I know, it did block the trespass, but as we do see, they are just going to close this game out in under 15 minutes, 14 and a half minutes, and just really great strategic straight from the start play by Misfits. It's easily the highest level of coordination I've seen so far in the NACL Endless, and I'm very impressed.
Yeah, it's pretty much a perfectly executed composition. They did exactly what they wanted. Maokai put out the damage from afar, and then once Jazzville was ready to dive in, Jazzville just went in on top of Quasik as quick as possible and did a lot of damage. So definitely GG to both teams. Misfits definitely executed and played into their win conditions.
Yeah, and I'm very impressed by Misfits, and Ganked by Parents did have a good comp. They had a very good comp, but they didn't play the comp to their strengths. Because when you're against a CP Kestrel, you have kind of two options, especially when you're somebody like a Samuel, who is generally strong enough early game. You can either try to invade the jungle with your support and force the enemy support, let's say, away or kind of knocking in between lane and jungle. Or when you have a very high siege comp that is Ringo and Samuel, the Samuel comes up to lane. Yes, you risk losing some of your lane jungle to the Kestrel, but it was always going to get to the point where the Kestrel would have had to have come up to lane, and it would have forced Kestrel away from the clockwork type rotations that he was pulling out.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if Ganked by Parents were really prepared for the amount of aggression that was happening in the jungle. I know Oracle probably was just really uncomfortable in his jungle. He wasn't being able really to take much steps forward without running into a Kestrel that was just landing, you know, being extremely accurate on those glimmer shots. So I know Oracle definitely struggled in that jungle. Maybe this next game they get him on a more aggressive hero, or him be able to play more comfortable in that jungle. That will definitely be huge for the team of Ganked by Parents.
Yeah, definitely. They're obviously a very skilled team, and if they just focus a little bit better and play to the comp strengths, then they easily have a chance to take a game off Misfits and take this to a 3-game series, which, as I said, I've yet to cast a 3-game series. I would love to, but we will find out in the next game.
All right, the draft is live right away on A side here by Misfits. The Turnwalker is banned. And then we have that Varia. Once again, Varia, so strong. Weapon power or crystal, doesn't matter. A lot of people do not want to play against her.
Oh, Batiste first pick coming out from Misfits.
First pick. Whoa.
I feel like they have a comp in mind. Going back to the first game where they played the comp that they did perfectly, as if they had it in their heads, as if they essentially simulated a draft, or if they simulated a comp and gone, okay, this is how we're going to execute it. I feel like this is how we're working towards in this second game by Misfits, but time will tell and see how GankedByParents respond.
They are going to do that first pick crawl, which that is Oracle's, one of Oracle's best heroes. He plays that crawl extremely well. And then banning that pedal, making sure that crawl pick is a strong pick for him. And they're not going to have too strong of a counter on the sign of Misfits. So both teams look like they have a very strong idea. Maybe Misfits kind of expected that crawl to come through no matter what. So they wanted to maybe pick that Baptiste.
Yeah, and that it wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah, exactly. Like the Batiste is a good and a bit of a counter to Krub. I want to touch on the fact that GankedByParents were really wise to take away the pedal, and then the Black Feather is taken away by Misfits. I don't know if that's a good or a bad idea. Maybe by taking away another frontliner, you're taking a slight bit of pressure off off Batiste and what he will have to do in terms of his TC.
Yeah, I don't know if Quasic, he probably plays a Black Feather really well, but having a Black Feather paired up with a crawl, having two extremely tanky heroes be difficult. That Grace is picked up though, which is extremely strong. Crawl Grace, that's a great combination. So we're definitely have to see what Misfits has in mind to maybe try to get some extremely strong heroes on their side. Rona, I don't think Rona is a terrible idea right now at this point.
I don't think it's the best idea. I feel like a Sky would be a really good idea as a pickup, and even put Batiste in the captain position. Not the wisest choice, but they've gone for the Rona. Really, I like it. You mentioned it, and you got that right, and it's really good. But I still feel that they could have the Sky as their third, put Rona in the lane, and have a support Batiste. Not ideal, but it is very workable because Sky does counter both the Cruel and the Grace.
I still like your Sky pick, or maybe even a Taka, and I really think that Baptiste should be flexed into, but it's not. They're going to stick with the Arden, top tier captain. They're going to stick with that Baptiste in the jungle.
Yeah, definitely not a bad idea, but you could even put Taka on the side of GankedByParents.
Yeah.
And his A does negate the Ordain if it's executed right, but they've gone for the Sky, and Sky is a really good pickup because you're gonna have the heavy front line of Grace and Cruel sustained for days. I might add, absolute sustained for days, and then they're gonna have Sky in the background, and because Misfits have Rona. But Rona is hopefully going to be put under more pressure by both, like I said, the Grace and the Cruel. And, GankedByParents, I feel that was really well executed draft by them.
Yeah, that is a really, really strong draft. We're going to see how they perform it and if they can stick to their win conditions. And I think we're going to have a great game two. We are about to hop onto the fold for game two of GankedByParents versus Misfits. Currently, Misfits have the edge 1-0, but we will have to see how this game two actually ends up.
Yeah, I'm very hyped. I'm just trying to think as far as what kind of strategy Misfits are taking into the second game, because we saw them go into the first game with a specific strategy and they executed perfectly. I want to know if they're going to do the same rotation, go straight to front, take the mid-century. I don't think that would be a bad idea. And if GankedByParents are going to actually kind of counter-react to what they saw in the first game and try to do the same themselves, and we could see a level 1 fight.
Yeah, I really think Oracle's going to be much more comfortable in this game on this crawl. Again, it's someone that he's played very long. He has played it competitively in past Vainglory, so we'll have to see how he plays on this crawl. But that Rona, I feel like it may have a struggle. Being able to jump on top of Quasic. I mean, that Sky is so mobile. It may be hard for Jazzville to get all of the damage off on that Sky. he's going to need on that Rona. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how Misfits plays in this comp.
Yeah, and we have seen that Misfits are just going for the standard rotation, which is the jungler and the carry, take the backs and the mids together, and then they will possibly look to take the sentry now. But when you have a the cruel, and even the sky and the grace, they can steal it, but it has been taken by Maokai on this Batiste.
Yeah, he does pick that up. They're actually going to push this aggression maybe a little bit. Bevo's dropping really low, but Quasic hopefully be able to kite them out of there. They actually are going to give up their frontier and going to go ahead, and looks like most are going to go back and buy, and let's reset the laning phase.
Misfits look so confident right now. They look so structured. They look so on point. Excuse that in any way based pun. They look so, as if they know what they want to do in this game, as if they are not phased by their enemy, as if they don't care, or if they aren't really thinking about what their enemy are doing. They are purely focused on their job in hand, which is to absolutely control this map, control the game, take the turrets, and essentially win this game.
Yeah, definitely. Going to see if Maokai can be just as dominant on this Baptiste as he was on this Kestrel. Maybe we see a little engage here in the jungle. The Elder Treant is going to go over to the side of Maokai. They look like they're going to back out of this because Oracle is kind of being a little aggressive, but I think they are deciding to play it safe. Gonna pop that scout trap and either rotate up. I know Jazzville is probably prepared for that rotation, considering he just saw them on the map. Actually gets a little damage on top of Quasic. Actually gets a little damage on himself as well. All three members are here. We're gonna have to see minion candies pop. This is could be a decent push.
It could be a decent push, but Misfits, I feel like they will rotate up and at the right time. But look at that turret; it's going down hard, and that's really good response by GankedByParents. It's kind of what they should have done in the first game, Endless. But either way, they've learned, and they've gone into the second game again more objectively focused.
Yeah, here comes Maokai. He does rotate up, maybe a little late though. Oracle seems to be just backing out of this. Hopefully, going to be able to secure all his farm and not lose too much of it. Though Oracle's dropping really low though. He needs to be careful. He pops the healing flask to actually stay alive. It looks like Misfits see that they are down a member. They're going to head and rotate back out. Quasic, he needs to go back up, continue farming, and make sure he stays on par with Jazzville CS right now.
You know what I think it's going to be? I think it's going to be a double weapon power comp coming out by GankedByParents.
It could be. I didn't want to mention it just because I'm really unsure if Quasic just bought these items to be safe. I'm not quite sure. I think both weapon power right now would be a good build. Actually, here comes Oracle on top of Jazzville. Jazzville does not have into the fray. He just used it to get out of the last fight, but he went back in. He does die first blood over to GankedByParents.
Yeah, again, really good response by GankedByParents. Their rotations are far more structured. They're far more straight to the point, and looking to just take what they can in this game and take back control, because they got dominated in the first game, but they've come back and they've gone, no, we are able to fight back, and we are going to go into this game to looking to say we're still in this series.
Yeah, Misfits definitely focusing on the objective control right now, getting a lot of jungle camps in farming. They are ahead currently on the gold. Obviously, 4 minutes in, still really early. We're going to actually see a little engage here out of Oracle and Mayoka to see how these two use their abilities and play this game out. He's dropping so low. I mean, you have a full stack crawl on you. You're really not going to get out of that when you have no boots.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when it's looking towards a sustain cruel, and it's Poison Shiv. Really good first item pickup. Poison Shiv is really strong right now. When you're against a Batista and the Rona that have sustain in themselves, you know, it's kind of like fight fire with fire. As we see, Quasic is just free turret right now.
Oh, yeah, the turret almost is drops really low. Jessel rotates back up to stop that. We did see Crawl almost drop Ali Peterson. Drop the smite. Was pretty confident that was going to kill him, but it was just short. So that kill does get left, and Ali Peterson's going to back up and definitely shot. We're going to see fountains coming out here. We're going to see the first power spike. Bevo, no fountain yet. He definitely does have the gold though, so they need to be careful and not team fight if they're down a fountain.
Yeah, exactly. Mordecai going again for the clockwork first item. He seems to like it. We saw it on his Kestra, and we're seeing it on his Batiste. I actually think there's only certain situations where Clockwork is kind of very viable as a first item.
Think we're gonna see Quasic stay safe here. Maoka, though, he's staying pretty aggressive. He's trying to be that front line. He does throw out the fearsome shade. It does actually push Oracle away. We see teams reset here. Quasic really low. Maoka decently low, but again, we have a fountain advantage on the side of Misfits here. They actually should push this and try to get some turret down because they can fountain and reset. And if they have a few minions here, I don't know if they're going to try to take the aggression here. Actually, Quasic, he does step forward, but here comes Oracle. He throws out the help from Hell's Heart. It doesn't land on anyone from the Ordained. Does trap him up a little. He drops super low. He's going to go down. He does fall. Quasic actually stays pretty healthy here. He has gone the Crystal build. I have finally realized that. So we are going to see
Yeah.
definitely him focusing on those abilities. He actually is going to get dropped. The aggression is continuing coming out. The fountain is still up, people, along with the ultimate. Here comes the Fearsome Shade on top of Bebo. Bebo's rotating around, trying to stay alive. They're trying to balance the turret aggro right now. They're doing a decent job. There goes the turret. That was a long turret siege. Definitely well played.
Yeah, Misfits getting back into this game quite structurally. They did realize. I feel like they realized that if they hadn't have done something about what Ganked by Parents were doing in lane, that they would have lost their turn first. So they rotated far better as a 3-man team, and we saw the damage that came out. I was going to somewhat not criticize, but say it wasn't the best choice to go for Clockwork first item for the Batiste. But I feel I would have been eating my words because that fearsome shade, the ordained, is really becoming useful in these engagements coming out by Ganked by Parents because he's able to spam them out. Yeah, he does want to get Dragon's Eye as quickly as possible now, but by having the clockwork in this early stage is providing just a little bit more defense for their team.
Yeah, I think the clockwork is huge. He's gonna be able to throw out those fearsome shades as long as he's landing those bad mojos. He's gonna throw those out maybe twice in an elongated team fight. So that's definitely huge. The gold miner is ginormous. They're actually gonna jump right in. Jazzville, he's spinning around, spin to win. Unfortunately, he's not gonna be able to do too much damage. Here comes the gauntlet. It does land. We already see Quasic dropping really low. He's actually going to fall. Bevo is stuck inside all by himself. Here comes Oracle. He's a little late to this fight though. Crystal Sentry's trying to help them out. Oracle decides he needs to leave. He does get stung by the Ordain though. He's actually going to fall. Is he? He does fall. We see Bevo. He needs to back out of that, not to give it the ace. Crystal Sentry going to lose his first life. Misfits is starting to play really well right now.
It took him a little bit longer to ramp up in this game, but boy, are they starting to ramp up and take control like we saw in this first game. Showing really big confidence. Jazzville not afraid to get in there. And look at the damage.
The damage is huge, but here comes the ultimate. It does land on Quasic. It keeps him alive for now, but Maoki, he's continuing to chase him down. I'm not quite sure if he's going to be able to land it. He does turn on Bevo. He decides that it's not worth to chase him right now. Bevo, I think Bevo may be giving up his life. Bevo, are you going to be able to survive? Bevo does pop the healing fast on himself. Oracle, you need to get the damage on top of him. He's not going to be able to, though. Here comes the Ordain to keep him in. Oracle drops again. Bevo, he needs to continue to run. Quasic, he already went home, and he's come back for the fight. He's healed up, trying to keep his team alive and try to save this turret number 2, but I honestly think they need to give it up right now. They do not need to give up more deaths.
That's from about nearly did catch out Maokai on the Batiste, but didn't quite, and yeah, the turret went down. Quasic, I feel he actually needs to sell his book of eulogies, because that's taken up an item slot that could go towards the broken myth, a second item that I believe that's what he's going to work on. But either way, Book of Eulogies isn't doing anything for him in this 9-minute, nearly 10-minute mark. He's not really sustaining by kind of farming up.
Yeah.
Any kind of engage that's coming out by Misfits is generally quick enough that he's been taken out of it. So yeah, sell the Book of Eulogies, get some more crystal damage, get a reflex block. All well and good getting weapon power defense, but there's no point having weapon power defense when you're getting ordained every 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah, he had 2,100. I think the last time he actually went home, he strictly healed up and came back to try to help his team. He didn't even have time to try to adjust his build, but he went with a Frostburn. I don't know how you feel about that Frostburn.
I don't like it.
I don't know.
Don't like it because if he really wanted to go for a Frostburn based item, he would have been better off No, Frostburn based item as in for slow as you see the
Okay.
gold mine being secured.
Fearsome
I
Shade does
would
actually
think.
push Orko away. We're gonna see if Beevil's gonna be stealed away. Here comes Orko. Orko not be able to steal away. The red mist does actually secure it, and unfortunately, Orko he maybe actually is getting a giant diviner intervention to keep him alive. Quasic, he's trying to kite away this Jazz. Here comes the Crystal Sentry to help keep him alive. Meanwhile, Maokai, unfortunately, or actually not unfortunately, does take down Oracle, and Bevo, he's gonna lose his life. Actually, he hits a giant Holy Noah to actually keep him alive. Those two should be able to rotate out of this. But Jazzville once more, the Fearsome Shade hits through the wall and traps him up. That was a huge Fearsome Shade. I cannot believe the Fearsome Shade actually traveled that far.
Well, yeah, you've also got to think that will it get on an absolute random side? No, great block coming
Another
out by
engage
Quasic.
once again. Oracle, I don't. He's just going back in for more. I'm not quite sure if he really wants the more though, because Jazzville had a fountain to keep him healthy. I think players right now are trying to show off their skills, and we got some people diving in one by one.
Yeah, Fearsome Shade comes out and it does miss on the side of Misfits. But yeah, I want to go back to this Frostburn because I really don't understand it. Real quickly, if they wanted a Frostburn base slow, the Sky would have been better off going weapon power. Because when you're weapon power Sky, your forward barrage automatically applies a slow, which would have been as useful as the Frostburn while still having a lot of core weapon power basic damage. So going for the Frostburn didn't make sense. He would have been a lot better off going for either a Clockwork or even a Broken Myth or even a Shatter Glass.
Yeah, I definitely was expecting a Clockwork Broken Myth type build on this Crystal Sky, but Quasic maybe has something in mind that he thinks is going to work, and see if it actually does play out in his favor. Late game Sky is something always to be aware of. It can be very deadly, but when you already have a Baptiste who's kind of pretty farmed right now, sitting on almost his third full tier 3 attack offense, and with this Rona who's doing a lot of damage herself, it can be pretty difficult to take these members down on the side of Misfits.
Yeah, I want to talk as we do see an engage.
Yeah, Jazzville, he's going super aggressive right now. He's already spinning. We see Oracle. He does get stunned up in the gauntlet, though. Oracle gets a huge bad mojo to his face. It is going to be able to divine intervention. Does keep him alive. Beeple runs out. A giant from Hell's Heart lands. Maoki, he gets stunned under the turret. That is huge for the side of Ganked by Parents. They actually get a kill right now. Jazzville, though, he's not afraid. He's trying to 2v3, but he's going to fall as well. Ali Peterson is all that is left. The Arden is left to fend for himself. I do not think he's going to be able to. You just try to stall the ace, and we see an ace from the side of Ganked by Parents. First, really, team fight won by them. How about you break that down for us?
It all came down to the wombo combo between the Cruel Grace and Sky. That's what it came down because Misfits had essentially been doing that all game and it even been ramped up. But after the gauntlet came out and the heal came out by Grace, the from Hell's Heart, followed by the Grace A, Fiercest Shade,
Fearsome Shade doesn't pick
is
it up.
doesn't pick it up and is picked up by the Cruel. But is the Grace going to be caught out?
They are going super aggressive right now. Jazzville used the boots to get there. Holy smokes. Bad Mojo double kill is huge. Oracle turns back on top of Mayoke. I don't think Oracle really wants to stick around because all three members right here. We're going to see Oracle fall before he could try to take down Mayoke. And unfortunately, we're going to see another Crystal Century. We're going to see Misfits just come back with confidence to get an 8. And Chokeprin's down already.
12 stacks. That Batiste had more stacks than an In-N-Out double burger. And this, that was absolutely fantastic stuff we saw from Batiste. And yeah, the bad mojo, the AoE damage that it covers is really tremendous.
Yeah, the Sky right now, I do not think has enough defense to be taking a bad mojo that is empowered to the face. So they definitely need to be able to stay away and out of that range because right now, okay, is playing this Baptiste extremely strong, playing it just as strong as that CP Kestrel we saw last game. And, Oracle is just trying to make all the right plays. On this crawl right now, would you have liked to see maybe a different build, or are you pretty confident with this Poison Shiv and Spell Sword?
Breaking point. Well, actually, no. Tension bow. Tension bow actually probably would have been a better choice for the Cruel, because similar to what we saw the Blackfeather go for in the first game, when you are going up against a comp like Batiste, Rona, that kind of has a lot of CC, when you're Cruel, you just want to, as the Fearsome Shake comes in and the Kraken is unleashed on the
We are
side of
going to see and
Misfits.
engage. Here's comes a huge Hell's Heart. It is blocked up. That we're going to see Quasic outside the circle. He is trying to get those Dragon Eye stacks up. We see Oracle. He's trying to stay alive. Beagle is going to be able to hit the Divine Mission, but meanwhile, he should have focused on Quasic because Quasic drops immediately. Oracle, he has full stacks, but here comes a huge Fearsome Shade. Tons of damage. Oracle's going to drop as well. That's another ace with a Kraken. Could this be GG?
This is GG. This is, my curse is still in place, and I don't know whether teams are now afraid to have me casting their matches right now, because I've casted, I think this is my 4th game so far in 3 days, and yeah, it's been 2-0 sweeps all the time, but either way, you cannot deny the coordination that Misfits had all throughout the series. You know, they went into nearly every single team fight as a 3-man team. In this game alone, you saw the Gauntlets, followed by the Fearsome Shades, followed by the Ordains, and then the Bad Mojo, as he built up the Dragon's Eye stacks, was just absolutely tremendous damage. And I do feel sorry for Oracle, because you said that it's one of his kind of power picks.
Oh yeah.
You know, I feel as if Misfits knew this, and they kind of they picked their comp to essentially counter the Cruel, and they did it absolutely perfectly.
Yeah, I think it was a good game overall. Misfits definitely played into their ability. GG to both teams. Misfits is going to take this series 2-0. I hope chat enjoyed this matchup. I know I definitely did. I definitely enjoyed casting with Imperium. It was a fun time. I cannot wait for more NACL in the future.
Yeah, I cannot wait. Absolutely.